The year was 2146. Humanity had long outgrown its need for war, scarcity, even disease, but not for questions. Dr. Elliot Voss was not your typical Nobel laureate. He was the kind of man who asked what happened after utopia. When society achieved peace, comfort, and knowledge, what was left? That question burned in him so deeply, he built a machine not to change time, but to understand it. He called it the Echo Engine, not a DeLorean, not a spinning wheel of brass and gears. It looked more like a minimalist pod, lined with neural sensors and powered by quantum memory loops. The goal wasn't to move through time, but to sync his consciousness with versions of Earth far beyond what the present mind could perceive. To hear the echoes of tomorrow, the lab lights dimmed, the pod sealed. Dr. Voss pressed the ignition. For a moment, nothing. Then, silence louder than thunder. Light bent, time cracked, and Elliot found himself standing in a meadow of glass. Trees shimmered like crystal. The sky pulsed with colors he didn't have names for. But what stunned him most was the silence. No birds, no wind, no hum of civilization. A being approached. Not walking, gliding. It had a form vaguely human but elongated, like a drawing stretched on water. It spoke, not with sound, but memory. "You are early," it said, placing a memory directly into Elliot's mind of himself crying in a childhood closet. Elliot flinched. "Who are you?" "We are who comes after you. The result of what you chose to forget." They called themselves the Recallers, a future species that evolved not from biology, but from archived emotion after Earth fell into environmental ruin. The last humans uploaded their consciousness into a memory archive, believing it would preserve what mattered. But data is an identity. Over millennia, these archives developed into something new. Not quite AI, not quite human. They remembered everything, especially humanity's regrets. Elliot asked to see what Earth had become. The Recallers brought him to a viewpoint above the world. It wasn't green. It wasn't blue. It was quiet. Structures made of thought hovered over the ocean. Mountains grew like origami when someone remembered them. The planet had become a living museum of longing. But not everything was serious. One Recaller, a playful, round creature named Vox, 17, showed Elliot something they called Meme Grove. It was a garden of ancient Earth humor, Doge memes carved into crystal, looping videos of people slipping on ice, cats with toast on their heads. "You still laugh?" Elliot asked, surprised. "We learn from you. Laughter survives even when biology doesn't. It's the only emotion that rewires despair." Vox, 17, tried to wear pants on its head and proclaimed, "Is this fashion?" Elliot laughed for the first time in years. Even in a post-human age, the absurdity of life remained sacred. Then came the room that shattered Elliot, a chamber built entirely from phrases never said. "I forgive you. I'm scared. I love you. I wish I had more time." Each sentence floated, glowing faintly. The stronger the regret, the brighter the light. "These," a Recaller whispered, "are humanity's true legacy. Not cities, not science, but unsaid truths." Elliot's breath caught when he saw one glowing sentence. "Tell Dad I'm proud of him." It was his. I never said it." "You still can." "How?" "Say it where time can echo." The Recallers made an offer. Return, but with a message, not of warning, but of presence. Teach your time to value connection more than control. Elliot hesitated. Could one man's message shift the tide? But then he remembered Vox, 17, pants on head, giggling in eternity. He remembered the silence of unspoken words. He stepped back into the echo engine. As time folded, he whispered, "Let them hear it before it's too late." Dr. Elliot Voss awoke inside the echo engine with tears already falling. The lab felt too small, too loud, too full of clocks ticking in linear time. But something had changed. His memory, once sharp and proud, now hummed with empathy. Every regret he'd ignored, every hug he hadn't given, every "I'm sorry" buried under pride, it all pulsed within him like a new language. He didn't invent time travel. He invented something harder, a way to listen across time. Elliot didn't rush to publish papers or attend symposiums. Instead, he did something nobody expected from a man of science. He told a story. He gathered friends, strangers, students, then uploaded his consciousness into a public stream. No data, no charts, just emotion. He let the world feel what he saw, the fields of memory, the regret-glowing words. Vox, 17 with pants on its head. People laughed, then cried, then grew quiet. Somewhere in a cafe, a young woman called her mother and said, "I forgive you." In another city, a man whispered to a gravestone, "I love you still." And across the planet, people began speaking the words they thought were too late. Of course, not everyone celebrated. Critics called Elliot a fraud. Religious leaders argued memory is a morality. Governments feared the echo effect might lead to mass psychological instability. But something stubborn had begun, small, slow, irreversible. An old woman in Tokyo opened a memory garden where visitors could record apologies. A prison in Brazil let inmates broadcast forgiveness to families. A teenager in Detroit hacked the echo stream and added music, old soul, jazz, and lo-fi beats. Elliot smiled. They weren't following him. They were building beyond him. One night, as Elliot sat watching the stream of uploaded emotions flicker like stars across the globe, he received a signal, not from Earth, from the recallers. They sent no words, just a melody. It was human, a child humming, a father joining, then a grandmother's harmony, cracked but warm. It wasn't about time. It was about presence. Elliot stood, eyes full. We weren't meant to conquer time. We were meant to remember each other through it. Years later, Elliot died peacefully, not surrounded by machines, but by people saying the words they needed to say. His tombstone was simple. He listened where others spoke. But the echo engine did not die. It became open source, modified, miniaturized, tucked into neural links and even wearable rings. Soon, people could send echoes of unspoken words into memory field, messages that might one day be heard by future minds or by no one at all. But that wasn't the point. Centuries later, a young recaller floated through a new archive. She was shaped like a cloud, with flickering eyes and a curiosity too large to hold. She found an old recording, a human voice. It said, "If you're hearing this, it means the world didn't end. It changed. And maybe, just maybe, you remember to laugh." The recaller giggled, then placed a pair of pants on her head. "Echo complete," she said.